And tonight is Talk Business with Larry. So we're so happy to have Larry with us again tonight. Yes, Larry is so hot on this show, I tell you. He brings in the most, I tell you, the most exciting guests. And you're going to find out one of them is going to be here tonight.
No, he don't. He just bringing the guests I already invited.
A year later, they come, Kimberley. They don't come for us.
You slow moving.
Even with it old
I make things happen. You don't.
Oh. Well, excuse me. He said he make things happen, and we don't. Okay, Kimberley, you got them. But
Miss Elma, I didn't say you. I said.
Oh, I knew it was Kimberley. I didn't know it was Kimberley. It was Kimberley.
And she's taking your fries.
And I tried to help. And look, but
we need a new seating arrangement.
But anyway, we love to have fun on the show. But you see, he only bought food for himself. But
I'm
that's
single.
okay. But I had some popcorn. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I'm single. I lost 15 pounds.
What
does that have to do with you bringing to
right
the
now, I only think about myself.
Ooh.
And I think about my children and grandchildren the other time. But right now, I'm trying to get myself ready for this.
We weren't asking you for food to get married. We were
wait a minute.
saying
I'm going now. Will you give me a minute? Why are you interrupting me? I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself.
Got to say something about each other, okay?
I'm working on myself for the next lucky woman to be in my life.
It should be blessed woman, not lucky woman.
Oh, she was lucky.
Well, I'm your self-help improvement.
What?
I'm helping you with that self-help improvement. That's why you should have brought it up for all
no,
us, right?
See, I'm a giver, and a lot of women are takers. That's why I had $1.2 million.
That's a good topic on our next show.
But we can talk about that. But
keep talking about these French fries. Are good.
All I know is when someone told me I was gonna get married again, I said they're crazy. But I'm leaving that open because. But I got some criteria.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Age, a lot of things. Melanin. I mean,
I guess we're gonna have a talk about
because melanin.
I'm not gonna say that because I'm 68, and I prefer a woman about 32. 35.
Now you know what is a 68-year-old man
a whole
do
lot,
with a
lot, because I'm youthful. Woman. I'm youthful. Okay, I'm youthful. There's nothing slow about me.
He gonna be.
That's my choice as an adult because
and that's a good choice. And we will marry you too.
As an adult, she just got to be on Team Kemp.
Ooh.
Team Kemp.
Yeah, she got to be on Team Kemp. The other ones, they were on the sideline. They didn't want to get in the game, and when they want to reap the benefits and all that other stuff. But you know what? I'm gonna go get this regardless.
That's 34 years younger.
So what?
That woman is going to want to have sex every night.
So what?
She's going to want to be pleasured every night.
So what?
She's going to want you to buy her gifts.
I'm going to spoil the shit out of her. Ain't nobody going to want her but me. All the rest of them are spoiled.
Oh, okay.
I want you to have, I don't want no silver. We don't get platinum. We don't go big. Okay? Buy what you want because I'm going to buy what I want. Okay, but I'm going to come home when I want to, too.
Beyond the Gates that's on now. Y'all beyond the Gates watching.
But there's a parallel to it.
Okay.
Because I work so much.
Okay.
I didn't think it was necessary to come home on a particular day. I didn't think it was necessary. That's where I was because I was so busy working.
And that's what causes divorce because you're so busy working.
Well, no, we're
gonna go ahead and we gotta get Jay on this show because
where
that's
exactly
another
were
show.
You though, sir?
No,
excuse me.
Where exactly were you when you chose not to come home that day?
I might be at the cigar bar all night. We might catch a plane and go to New York.
Tera, that's another show, baby. You want to hear that? We got to get our guests on the show that's been trying to get here for a whole year. So we can, 2 years, Kimberley said. Because we would have a special show where Larry would be our guest, and then we can find out what's going on with Larry and this 32-year-old woman. Lord have mercy. Okay,
I asked Otis over there.
What you asked Otis?
He helped me get on TikTok.
You don't know what he TikTok.
Said.
What did Otis say?
I want to do TikTok live, Otis. And he looked at me. You don't have enough followers.
Damn.
All right, we're going to have our scripture walk on. Lord, we need some scripture up in here.
Yeah, we need a seat arrangement.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't wait to get Jay on that. All right, we're doing our scripture walk because we need some good scripture up in here. All right, that's the one.
Finish what you start is being used as a tray.
If he would move his McDonald's cup off of my scripture plaque, I would be really happy. Thank you. He's covering up the word of God. Lord have mercy. All right, our scripture walk is Philippians 1:6. Finish what you start is our small segment of that. But we always want you to know whatever you start, you need to finish it.
You heard that,
I
Kim?
love it. Philippians 1:6. And then you just can't be the person that never gives up. And I know I'm one. I'm not going to ever give up because I refuse to come down from the wall. So anybody around me, you can't give up because I'm going to help you stay up.
Yeah.
All righty. So we're excited tonight. We're having talk business with Larry. And we have a special guest that's going to join us tonight. And go ahead, Larry. I'm going to turn it over to you, Larry.
As always, thank you, Miss Elma. And
Always welcome.
Other teammates for giving me this platform.
Mm-hmm.
I know when over a year ago when I appeared on the show, I had a tremendous amount of fun telling about my family and me and whatever. And when y'all asked me to come every week, I go, oh no, I can't do that. But it's been a blessing. I look forward to it. I always check with my children overseas, Peyton in England, my grandkids. They enjoy it, and they say, "Man, you dress kind of casual." And I think I heard you curse, so they critique me. But it's a joy.
Family,
Again
thank
on
you
the
for
show
critiquing
tonight.
him.
It's I don't pay no attention. There is I pay for the private schools and colleges. They didn't pay for mine, so I don't pay attention. I consider it an honor that God has given me this platform, so thank you. I met Jay Holland 4, 5, 6 years ago. I was speaking to an event called Freedom, a Felony to Freedom. And I was giving people perspective because if you're from our culture, you've touched bases with law enforcement. Okay. And like I said, I'm the only person you'll probably meet that's been back in the police car twice in one day and recognized by Harvard twice. So I didn't say I got arrested, but I was sure in the back of it. But Jay and I met, and we just kind of connected. He would come over to Fort Worth because, God has allowed me to touch a lot of young men's lives.
That's good. That is so good.
I don't never tell them what to do. I'm good at telling them what not to do.
That's good.
My life is not an example that somebody might want to follow. I should have been a better father, husband, whatever. But when God bring me, I take it seriously. Yeah, I said, don't pay no attention to Larry Kemp. Pay attention to the Holy Spirit of the God in me speaking to you. So next up, this man is doing. I didn't tell him about his early years, but he is doing some of everything in Dallas. He hasn't invited me over to be in a rap video yet. Okay, I tell him I can't rap. I just want to walk around smoking a cigar. He hasn't invited me yet, but maybe he'll get on the hustle. He's doing music. He's doing shows. He's on airplanes. I was coming from Houston about 3 weeks ago, and he was on the radio, and he had got a presidential award.
All right.
So, without any further ado, Jay Holland, Dallas, Texas.
All right. Woo! Yeah. All right. Yeah. So excited. Yeah. All right.
One thing I like about Jay, I don't really like people to call me Mr. Kemp. I believe that was set aside for my father. But Jay called me Mr. Kemp most of the time. We had a 50 years in business celebration. He flew in from California. to celebrate with us, coming on Fort Worth a bunch of times to smoke cigars. But I'm waiting to be in that rap video. So tell us a little about yourself, Jay.
Wait a minute now, Jay.
Uh-oh.
Let's back up.
Uh-oh.
Let's circle back.
Uh-oh.
And tell the people who you met first for the Talk Life Talk show in the elevator.
Yeah, it was in the elevator.
What were you trying to do? You were trying to bother me?
Matter of fact, I was going to go speak at that event.
Diamond and Diamond and Kimberley.
I met y'all on the elevator, and I owe them 3 appearances of whatever events they got.
Because we tried to get him on the show.
Yeah,
Diamond and I talked to him.
My deepest apologies, y'all. I promise you. Charge
He
it to
didn't
my
trust
mind.
us.
Not my
We
heart.
know you busy. We gonna say you were busy.
He thought we were groupies, so he didn't want to be bothered with us.
I knew y'all was distinguished divas. I knew y'all wasn't no groupies.
But
Well, I'm glad you finally made it.
Me
Man,
too.
I'm real.
Jay's early upbringing wasn't the most spectacular. I think Jay made some bad choices, but God has a way of letting those choices and mistakes and hurdles be such blessings. But you got to go through it. You got to go all the way through it. We want a shortcut, but you got to go all the way through it. I don't think Jay is embarrassed. He's a felon, but I think if he would have known what he had in him before he did the other stuff, he'd be a multi-millionaire. Because most people in the streets are smart people. They just make the mistakes, and they don't understand that them people are coming.
Oh yeah.
They coming. Don't bury all the money in the backyard in a plastic bag because it will rot.
Yeah. I found that other.
Okay, so Jay, tell us about the early years playing football in Dallas, your mother's cleaning business, and how you came out of prison and just totally flipped the script on your life.
Yeah, tell her. Let's hear about it.
Already. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all praise to the Most High God for giving us another 24 hours on the shot clock of life in order to get ourselves together and do the things that we need to do and turn our pain into purpose. Like I say, starting off, one thing I'm gonna say about my mom, may she rest in peace, man. Krista Grant, that was a hard-working woman. I watched this woman. When I say she was a tough cookie, I'm talking about my mama didn't really hug and kiss on me until I was grown. Wow. And she told me straight up, she said, I was like, Mom, why was you so hard? She said, boy, I had to raise you tough because I'm like, I ain't had no man at the time. So she said, I had to make sure you were going to be tough, I mean, when I say she was tough, but I love it because it helped keep me on the straight and narrow. I'm talking about, she had me so afraid of her, I could see a picture of her and I'm finna do something wrong. I said, no, it's like the picture, boy, you better get that girl out this house. I said, I ain't gonna be able to do it, man. We gotta go.
That's some good ones there.
That just show you how much she instilled, how much discipline she instilled. She was a disciplinarian. Yes. And I tell you something that was amazing about my mama that I haven't heard too many people say that. I don't know too many people that have a degree in nuclear physics.
Oh, wow.
My mama had a master's degree in nuclear physics.
From what college?
I don't remember which college she went to. But she basically was like, when she tried to get jobs, she said, they'll be like, you're overqualified. We don't want you working here.
I've been there.
Yeah, like now that tripped me out. I'm like, overqualified.
I know what you're talking
about.
But
as I got in the work field, the short time I was in the actual working field, I get it because I used to be going through applications. Yeah. And I said, why don't you hire this guy? He said, oh no, he got a master's degree.
That's
we ain't
right.
hiring
That
him.
make him overqualified.
Yeah. And they say the reason why, because I got so up close and personal with my supervisor, he said, because they'll take over your business, they'll learn the structure.
There you go.
And they'll become your competition.
There
So
you
I
go.
said, I knew it was a kick.
Right.
I knew it was a kick.
That's right.
And
Walker Williams in Kentucky Fried Chicken.
man, for real.
That's right.
And basically, like I said, my childhood, was like I actually thought my childhood wasn't bad until you start going over normal people's house. You be like, wow, man, they eat 3-4 times a day type stuff. Like, what's going on? They got a mama and dad at the house. Like, wow. But one thing I said, my mama, she compensated where she couldn't give us everything. She compensated it with a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
She gave me so much wisdom and knowledge, man. That woman, she used to drill me. Okay, E equals MC squared, and da-da-da-da-da. I don't know, Mom. She had a little ruler. What is? Oh, okay, yeah, I got it now, Mom. Okay, the nuclear physics and da. You know,
Yeah.
she gonna stay on you until you learn. She was not trying to hear it because she was a straight A student, so she wasn't trying to hear it. And when she had me when she was 15.
Wow.
And it's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna never talk down on my pops. I was just with him the other day, but you know, it's like he was like the captain of the football team, quarterback, star. And I got to tell y'all this quick little story. I ain't gonna take up too much time. And my mama said, she said, the way they ended up meeting, she said because she knew he was a star and he had all the fans, and so she was like, she started a rumor saying that they go together. So she said she looked up.
What high school did they go to?
At Lincoln. They was at Lincoln. So she said he popped up at her locker one day, put his hand on her locker and was like, he said, man, I heard we supposed to go together. She said, you know how that room was? I don't know who telling that lie, but get away from me. Get away from my locker. And then she said they started courting. And she said her first time engaging in intercourse, there I am.
Oh, wow. Oop, there it
is. And after that, you know, then she just said, he was like, man, I don't want to mess up my football career. That might not be my baby. You know, the usual, typical stuff. And so she was like, hey, I got you. You mine. And so at 15, she went and got her own apartment because she said, Grandma told her, hey, can't be with one queen.
Oh, wow.
Queen be in this house. And it's going to be me. So she said, you finna have to go. And so she had her own apartment, worked at a store called Bigelow's. It was like a little corner store. And you remember Bigelow's? Yeah. And then she worked there, and Angelo, she always had cashier type job. And then I can remember she later on when she ended up, getting married. I mean, like I said, she strictly married out of financial because she wanted us to have a better life. Because Mama like the pretty boy dude. You know what I'm saying? And this dude looked like Robin Harris. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Robin Harris and his people, but yeah, so he was more darker, like that. So it wasn't what she was looking for. She what he was looking for, but just not what she preferred. And but he was a cool dude, He provided a good life for her. Then upon them getting divorced, they were getting divorced my senior year, which kind of, I'm a football star. So I'm like, oh man. So that kind of put a little pressure on me. And then started all the separations, man. Mama had to say, hey man, you finna have to test your wings out. So I never got, well, where we finna move to? She had moved to an apartment after the marriage. She said, now we not going nowhere. She said, I'm finna move to North Dallas. She said, you finna, so I'm finna pay your rent up for 3 months. And she said, you finna have to figure it out. You finna have to be a man. You finna test out your wings. And from there,
how old were you?
Getting ready to turn 17.
Wow.
So you graduated from high school at 17?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you had to get your own apartment at the age of 17.
Yeah, pretty much.
And still finished high school.
Well, I can imagine what was going on there.
Oh yeah, man. It was a lot. We had much furniture, but we sure were kicking it in there.
But y'all were having a good time in there, huh?
Oh yeah. But I still was thinking in the back of my head, like, man, I gotta make sure I work my hours. So I used to go to work during the daytime. Like for school, I go in and prep everything up. I worked at the pizza place.
Okay.
So I get everything ready, clock in and clock back out, go to school. Then I used to sometimes sneak away at lunchtime, come there, work a little bit.
Oh, you was on it though.
Yeah, then I go back to school, go to football practice, do all that stuff, then come there and close the store after that. Yeah, so I guess that's what made me be like, hey man, I don't want to be the worker. I'd rather be some kind of boss. Because it was like I would put this work at that place. But long story short, I got a scholarship to Texas Tech. End up had started hustling too, trying to make ends meet. Along with the working, and end up catching a case. Then as I caught a case, then
was it state or federal?
Oh, state.
Okay.
Yeah, I was small
Jay,
time.
let's be frank. You wasn't out there playing. You was serious.
I know. Once I got there, but during that time, I was bullcorning. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say bullcorn, but just trying to make it. I was cool with $300-400 a day, something like that. I was cool. Like, hey, I'm good. And
was it drugs or anything?
Yeah, it was
something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I did,
Well, how long did you stay in? Because you were still young then, right? 17, 18?
But I was still trying to do the football though, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I'm just gonna do this long enough to get everything caught up, help mom and them out a little bit, then I'm going to go play ball.
Okay.
And then I end up getting shot. Then that right there that switched things up. I went from being able to run almost a 4.6 40-yard dash to not being able to run out of sight in a week.
Wow.
So I was like, man, that was it. My strength, everything was gone.
So what occurred, for you to get shot? Because average people just don't get shot.
No. I mean, it was just really, the craziest it might sound, it was behind a girl.
Of course.
Yeah, you know, it was like we had really just met. We were just talking on the phone. We met up at the park. And I never just some dude walk up, just grabbed my arm like that. So I grabbed him by his arm and started squeezing. He was like, that hurt. I said, well, how you think the woman feel? Don't squeeze her arm, dude. And he started woofing, and you know, a 3-piece dark with a pepper got mixed into the mix, and what I should have did was left, but that's why I tell people all the time, sometimes your ego ain't your best amigo.
All right, say that.
So I'm still standing on some more rah-rah. I'm still on some rah-rah. Like, I don't care. So he leave. I tell him, you want some more? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You win. Came back with his partners.
And they shot you?
Yeah. Me,
how many times?
Let me see right here.
Oh, they shot you in your eye?
You see where that gas cut out? Yeah, right there.
Dang.
See where the ear was re-stitched back together?
Yeah.
Then one here. Well, you know, I don't want to get.
Oh, no, don't pull out.
Yeah, there's going to be too many rolls for your soul right there.
Man, they was trying to kill you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but by the grace of God, you know, just when it ain't your time, it ain't your time.
It ain't your time.
Like a lot of one to hit right here, I was like, oh, that's it.
That's what I'm thinking,
I was
too.
like, even in my mind, I was like, oh, that's it. I'm out of there. Then you hear, I'm sitting here more shooting. I'm like, I don't think going to my mind. Like, he's standing over me right now. He's finishing it off. But then he was shooting her and my other partner.
He shot the girl, too?
She ended up being paralyzed.
Oh, no.
But then, and she just passed away not too long ago. But she was like, but she got out the wheelchair and she was able to walk, kind of drag the other leg and walk on a cane. But
so he didn't know you guys, either one of you?
No, he knew her.
Oh, he knew her.
Yeah, that was like
a fight over her.
He shot her anyway?
You know, man, that was the beginning, I think, of these youngsters who don't really care.
Okay.
And I remember a verse by Tupac that I'm going to add to that. Tupac said one time, he said, the youngsters busting shots like they lost their mind, like 25 to life never crossed their mind.
That's right.
Because they don't think about it till they die. And then it's a whole nother ballgame because you ain't got no pistol in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so what did you do after that? After you got up, what did you do?
Just had to rehab, you know, couldn't walk, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, so
you've been through it.
Oh yeah. And that's just one little smidgen of it. And I never forget me telling the doctor, he said, well, not the doctor, but the little priest dude, you know, the one how he come, he said, well, brother, he said, you do know there's life after sex where you not. I said, say what?
Life after what?
He said, well, you won't be able to have sex because, you know, they said that you was hit right. I'm like, oh, no. They said, well, you can take a chance. They said it's a surgery. You have a 50-50 chance of making it or not. I said, let me go and roll the dice. I said, I don't want to live. I can't have sex. You know, I was young, too. I was like, nah, I ain't going to do that. So after that,
I've got to happen now.
So I rolled the dice, and they did something with some stent things or whatever. And I'm back.
You were good
back
after
in surgery. I'm back in business. But then after that, you know, that was pretty much it for my football. So I was like, I got to get at it. Then got caught up again. Then it's crazy.
Did you ever finish high school?
Oh yeah, I got my high school.
Okay, good. I just want to make
sure. How long did you play at Tech?
Man, I barely got a year in.
Oh, okay.
Before they were doing the off season when all that happened. So then what was so crazy. It's like, you see how you got caught up back to back? It's the same day. It's not the same day though. That's a record. That's a record right there.
Not the same day.
No, not the same day. But I'm talking about I caught a case. Then I turn around. I'm out on bond. I'm out. I'm trying to.
How long? You got a day, a week?
A week and a half out on bond. Got caught up again. And I was like, yeah, I said that. They said, all right, then I can never forget that look on that policeman's face. Oh, man, you out on bond for the same thing? I said, that's it for you, man. I was like, man. Then my little brother was with me. My same little brother, he ended up getting killed Not too long after that, but then he was with me, and boy, my mom was hot because I done drug him with me. Boy, you gotta come with me. We gotta go do this. Boy, they called him. Oh man, mom was hot. But then that's another case. Then even though I was like, they dropped that one because I had fake stuff. Then still end up violating again by getting into it with a police officer, trying to go. My baby mom was giving, like she was going into labor. I'm trying to get to her. Get into it with the police, gone, violated. But luckily, my mama pulled her little strings. I didn't have to do that much, like probably as much as everybody. Cause mama knew she cleaned everybody's building. She cleaned all the lawyers' houses and buildings because that's when she started her business. And let me go more on her too. And it's like I never forget when she worked for the Dallas Times Herald, and she had been with them for years, and all of a sudden they sold out to the Dallas Morning News, and mom was making about $22, $23 an hour, and then so they were like, hey, you gonna go work for the competition, but they gonna do a pay cut. She said, how much of a cut? She said, they're gonna pay you like $13 or $15 an hour. She said, nah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I came too far. So she said, I'm gonna have to, because she used to clean on the side just a little bit. She got a blank sheet of paper, and she said, babe, I can draw. She said, draw me a vacuum cleaner. I drew it. She got to tell my sister, put the little words on her, I'm finna tell you. She put the words on there. She said, went to 7-Eleven, made Xerox copies, went to the rich folks' neighborhood, stuck them on each one of their doors. And her logo, her motto was, first cleaning on me. First cleaning free. Okay. And if you like it, hire me. So,
I like that. I'm about to use that.
Yeah. Hey, mama sure would tell you, go on and use it, gal.
Thank you, mama.
Yeah. So after that, then she started booming. I mean, she got up to about 10 bands a month. Dang. Easily. You know what I'm saying? Then that was just with the customers' houses. Then she started doing the buildings. It took even higher. She started employing the whole entire family.
Wow. So you work for mom too?
Yeah, I worked for her too. Like when I got out, that was what I did. Then I did telemarketing. So crazy. I was selling light bulbs, trash bags, and some kind of disinfectant spray over the phone. That was back before all the internet stuff. So we had a phone book. We cold calling. And I never forget, this is a classic right here for y'all. It's like I invented a customer. Every time I call my Negro voice, they hanging up. Click. Click.
Okay, I'm gonna hear this other voice.
So I say, all right. I gotta come up with some kind of gimmick.
Yes.
So I invented this character called JW. So I call him. I say, hello. I say, how you doing, darling? This is good old JW in the heart of Texas.
JW. And you did sound white, didn't you? Yeah.
So I get them with that. Then they, how you doing, JW? Oh, darling, how you doing? How your husband? Everybody doing all right at the house, darling? and I'm talking about, I sold them. And that's how I started booming. And my cousin out there in the audience, he'll tell him how much I was pulling in a week, see?
About 15, 2,500.
Whoa.
Every week, selling stuff over the phone.
25.
And y'all know what ended up getting me in the long run after a year or so of doing that, making good money, my conscience. Because I was burning, that stuff wasn't no good. You know what I'm saying? The trash, I'm telling people, but you can put somebody inside that trash bag, lift it up, and it won't pop.
And the trash bag was
flimsy. And I had to ask, I said, let me see these products. Man, them products was terrible.
And
so
I said,
I can't do it no more. I'm burning, old people buying this. Them my main customers was older people. I said, I can't do these people like that, man. So I started doing that, and next thing I know, hey man, you gonna catch your walking papers, you gonna do it like that. Then after that, I went to a place, Texas Institute, where I ended up getting a degree in engineering and auto mechanics. And I started working at Pep Boys. I was the valedictorian of our little class. Lord forgive me, I cheated.
I've been there with you.
Oh yeah, I cheated.
It's better to cheat than repeat.
Yeah. I love it.
That was my slogan at Prairie View. Better to cheat than repeat.
Boy, you got a classic right there. So
I got that degree though.
Hey, I got mine too. Well, I was like, hey, I got it. And then I worked for Pep Boys for a little while. And I never forget talking to a guy named Pops, older white guy, about 78. And I was asking him about, at the time I had got engaged, I was like, I'm finna get married. So he said, I said, Pop, give me some advice about marriage. He said, I tell you what, boy. Okay. He said, take me to lunch.
Take him
He
to
said,
lunch.
feed me and I talk. I said, all right.
Feed me and I talk. I like that.
So I took him to lunch.
Uh-huh.
Took him to lunch. We chopped it up. He told me the whole story about him and his wife. They were married for like 30-some years. He was like, he used to always tell her, baby, let me go into business for myself. She said, no, keep working for the people. Da. So he said, listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
He said then, but he was working doubles. He said he had kids, but he never got to see them really grow up because he was tired in between working all the jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So he said after that, he said he messed around and he said he looked up one day and she served him with some divorce. This the kids going to college, they successful business people.
Mm-hmm.
So she served him with some divorce papers.
Wow.
And she said, he said, why you divorced me, baby? She said, well, you're never around. You're always working. He said, but I told you I go to business for myself. It don't matter now, but guess what? Me and my new boyfriend, he's been helping me with my business, and the business is going great. She say, and I'm taking you to court. We going to divorce court. So he's like, wow. He say, then, Texas don't have an alimony. But in her case, they granted her a rare case of alimony because she never knew anything outside of being a housewife.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't know nothing about her private business. So they ended up granting her alimony. They gave her the house. They had like 5 cars. They gave him 2 cars, gave her 3, gave her the house, gave her the savings account, and gave him the checking. The savings had like 100,000 or so, but the checking only had like probably like 10, 15,000 in there. So he said, hey Jay, look at me. At 78, I get to go to a 1-bedroom apartment and spend the rest of my life paying for her and her new boyfriend to live the life they want to live. Then he asked me at that time, this was another shift in my life. He said, what did you do before this? I said, well, I was hustling and, carrying on. He said, was you good at it? I said, yeah, I'm pretty decent. He said, He said, go back to hustling.
He told you to go back to her.
He said, don't end up like old Pops. I'm 78 years old, still turning boats for the white man. I said, you white, Pops. I know, but it's a white man that own the business. I said, wow. He said, go back. He said, go do something else. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it. And then I was kind of half in, half out at the job, and I was looking at my page. That's to show you how long ago I was looking at my page. I seen about $800-900 go through there. I looked at my paycheck stub. I said, nah, this ain't adding up. I said, I'm from the bounce.
Go back.
Then
Go back, huh?
Then I cashed out my 401k, and I never looked back. Never looked back, but I'm sure how good God is. Even in the midst of me doing everything I was doing, I ended up going to a coma. I got up to 510 pounds.
You was 510 pounds.
My stomach was right here. Well, I'll show y'all a picture.
Wow.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
My God. Now, how many years ago this been?
How long since? About 2015.
Man, all you was doing was sitting around eating.
Oh, that's it. Going out to eat 6-7 times a day, catting around.
Oh, so you was making all this money and just go out and eat all day.
That's it.
And did you have women around you being that big?
Oh yeah.
At 500-some pounds, you still had
Money
women?
make you look good.
Yeah, you still cute.
You still look good.
Got money. As long as your pocketbook's as fat, as fat as your stomach,
Very attractive.
So they didn't care.
Oh no.
Oh my God. But you still look good though. Look at that. You still dress nice.
Yeah, I still trying to dress.
Yeah.
It was
But was it hard?
It was costly.
Oh my God.
Look, you talking about, but you still dress nice on that picture.
Yep. Now this front view.
But I'm still saying you still dress nice.
Oh yeah. I still try to keep myself up.
You did.
You was a big boy.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
look at that.
and those women was after you like that.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. Only thing being fat stopped me from doing was getting a bad outfit I wanted.
Oh, that's all.
That was it.
You was still having sex at that time.
It was difficult. It was pretty difficult.
But you was still doing it. Go on, man.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
you, money make
I tell
a monkey
you,
look good.
It sure do.
Hey, I mean, this is awesome. So you went through all of that, and then how did you lose the weight though?
It took me going to a coma.
Oh, you went to was
Yeah,
it a
my heart-
diabetic coma or something?
It might have been. But
Okay.
at the time, I didn't know
Probably
if I
a
had.
diabetic coma.
Probably was. But I know my heart failed.
Okay.
I went
Well,
into
that was a lot on your
complete
heart, too.
respiratory failure. And then all I can remember, I came back from gambling with my lady friend. I was dating a nurse at the time. That's ironic.
Oh, okay.
And all I know, she was like, I want to go home and lay down. I wasn't feeling good. She say, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, nah, old Nay1. And the day our baby girl birthday, happy birthday, Kayla. And I was like, nah, I ain't. I said, I sleep it off. I'm gonna sleep up on the air conditioner and I get up and go in the morning. She said, no, you need to go now. She said, your lips are purple. She said, you need to go now. So she forced me to go in. I'm going. I'm leaning all up against the side of Baylor Hospital wall. Went through the emergency. As soon as they were taking my blood pressure, they were like, my God. I'm like, what's going on? They said, just come. They took it and threw it in the trash, they threw it in the trash. Opened up a brand new one.
Tried another.
Did that about 3-4 times. Took that one and threw it to the side. They rolled that little push machine in there. They did it. It zzz. They were like, oh my God. Then they start huddling up, talking. By this time, I'm like, what's going on? I said, you just stay calm, sir. You just stay calm. I'm like, all right, but what's going on? What's going on? Next thing I know, they brought another machine in that I had never seen. I stuck my entire arm inside of this one. And then they were like, oh, okay. The dude took his glasses out, put them in his little pocket. He said, first off, just stay calm. He said, me and the rest of the doctors said, we don't even know how you're alive right now. I said, what you talking about? He said, man, you 200 on both ends. He said, we never took nobody blood pressure that high. Their blood wasn't shooting out their nose, their ears and everything. He said, we don't even know how you stand up. You must have a strong tolerance for pain. I'm like, nah, I said, well, talk to them. They said, well, da-da-da. And they saw I got the panicking, fell face first on the hospital floor. When I woke up again, they told me you've been in a coma for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
3 months?
3 months?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I'm talking about, and then it's like, and I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Wow.
People always, I heard all these sayings, people be like, oh, I heard, you watch the shows. Oh, I seen the yellow unicorn. I seen this.
He said yellow unicorn.
Yeah, whatever they
Yeah,
So everybody talk about what they see. I never believed it. I was like, man, they were hound drugs. They making up stuff. They just want attention.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, boy.
What
and
were
I'm
you
gonna
seeing?
you know what, man? And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I didn't actually see God, but I know God brought me out of it. I believe I was in. I want to say purgatory at first, but I believe it was more of a hell, like a slight version of pre-hell. Because they say a lot of times some of the stuff you're doing, that's gonna be the hell you trapped in. And I'm glad I talked to a guy. He reached out to me because I got a video going viral about me talking about me being in a coma, what I saw.
Wow.
And this guy reached out to me. He actually signed by Snoop Dogg. He was Death Row, and the dude he said but he's not a Christian. He's a Buddhist or whatever that just the Chinese version.
Yeah, that's it.
So he was saying, and what they say is that your hell is that you trapped in the mind, whatever mind state you in when you pass, that's what you trapped in until God wakes you up. Yeah. He said if you was living a bad life, he said you're gonna be trapped in that until God decide to take you out of it. He said if you were living a good, clean life, he said you're gonna be in a good place. When God come to get you, you're gonna be happy-go-lucky, and God gonna say, come on, you good. So if you've been living a bad, so you're gonna have to pray that God pull you up out of it, or you gonna just, it's like I'm just going through it over and over.
Hell.
And man, when I met Lucifer, he was not the biggest lie they tell.
What?
That he read with the pitchfork and the horn. Man, this dude.
Well, how did this dude look to you? Come on.
He looked mixed. He looked like a mixture of, like how the mixed people have, they look like a little, like, could they be Italian and black or Chinese and black?
Yeah.
But he was like,
some kind of features.
Yeah, but he looked foreign, he looked kind of mixed looking. Had how those Marines had that perfect structured face, He had like perfect structured face. Even as a man, I could tell no Diddy. It's like you could just tell that he was a handsome dude. Even a man, you can look and say, man, I bet the women probably like this dude. Real pretty boy, hair, tailored. He had a suit made out of diamonds, shoes made out of diamonds.
He was sharp, huh?
Had a black Bentley with the wheels with the diamonds on the wheels. I mean, he real fancy. And I just was like, oh my God, that can't be the devil, because when he came to me, he had offered some help. And some kind of way in a comedic style, I was sitting at a bus stop with some basketball shorts on and like a wife beater. It was raining and cold. And he pulled up, he was like, hey man, his voice was like an R&B singer, like real smooth. Hey man, just let me know if you need me, man. I got you. Then, my Negro mind at the state, I'm like, nigga, you better move around if I knock your teeth down your throat, nigga. Who you talking to? He like, nah, I don't want no problem, big dog. I'm just trying to help you. But I can't help you unless you ask for my help.
All right.
So then, and at that time, I'm hungry and thirsty. But you know why? Because they had me on a feeding tube.
Yeah.
So that's whatever was my body was like, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. So he had some little women jump out the van behind him, and they was offering, they eating hamburgers and drinking.
Really?
I'm on my
Really
fat boy stuff. So I'm
tempting,
like, he said, man, I can help you, but you gotta ask for it. I said, all right, man, I asked for your help. So they started feeding me. I hopped in a Bentley with him. We rolled off, went to his mansion, and when I said this dude had everything, material-wise, all sorts of cars, motorcycles, all that stuff. Had every kind of woman that a man could dream of. I mean, whatever your fantasy would be.
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's ride over there tonight. Let's rent the Porsche and ride over there tonight.
And man, when I say he had every kind of woman in there, and I never forget, it was a woman that I was involved with, I was like back and forth with, and she was in there, but I didn't know it was her. She had like a little Mardi Gras mask on. And he said, come here. And she was like, no, I don't want him to see me like this. He's not gonna like me no more. And I was like, well, who is this? Then the devil say, remember who it is you work for, girl. He said, show him who you are. She said, no. Then she performed something on him. Then when she got done, she snatched the mask off. My heart dropped like, wow, not her. I thought this was a good church girl, you know? Then he said, did you learn anything today, son? I said, yeah. He said, what? I said, female dogs ain't nothing, man. He said, there you go, buddy. Then he went and introduced him to his partners. He had like a table like this with nothing but, now these dudes look hideous. They had on nice suits and diamonds and everything, but they look hideous in the face. You know, they look like monsters. You know, he was like, y'all don't want to introduce y'all to Jay. You know, he's gonna be part of the team. By this time, I'm trying to figure like, I'm still not knowing.
And you still in the coma?
Yeah, I'm in the coma the whole time. And then I'm still not realizing that this dude is the devil. So as I'm doing that, I'm like, hold up, he's listening to these dudes and all they talking about like evil plan. They had plans through the music. They were like, we're gonna use the music to kill these kids. So that was they plan. So they like, yeah, we're gonna get them through the music. They want me to throw music.
That's what's happening today.
He want me to throw a big concert. It was gonna win him a lot of souls. By this time, I'm like, oh, this nigga's the devil. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, and he had already gave me some money. It's like he gave me like some millions,
making you feel good.
And then I was like, oh man, I done made some kind of deal with this cat and don't even know who I was dealing with.
That's how you
So I'm like, oh man. So they were talking about how they'll kill a kid. They didn't care about kids, and I crack a kid's skull open and eat their breath. They were talking real grimy. Then by that time I'm getting into it, and I'm like, oh, you're a tough guy. You'll do something to a kid. I said, do it to me, Nick. You know. So we going back and forth. The devil like, come on, man, let's just leave. Then by this time, we're like, hey man, you better do the agreement or else, you know. Then somewhere I got sick in the dream. I got sick and I would end up in the hospital in my comedic mind or whatever vision I was having. And he come in there and he was messing with me. He was like, man, you reneging on my deal, man. You better throw this concert. I'm like, I ain't gonna do it, man. I ain't know who you was. So I told him, give him all this money back. And I think I was like $2,500 short of giving him all of it back. He said, you know what? He said, I'm finna green light you. Then he was like, nah, better yet, that's too easy. He said, I'm gonna kill everybody you love that I can get a hold of. Then the people he named off, he named some people off. When I tell you to this day right now, all of them gone except for one. Everybody he said he was gonna get,
he got him.
It's like he got him. And it's like and I can remember like he threw some type of acid on my mama. And I was like, and then some guy was strapped to the bed. I'm like, I'm trying to get him. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get you, you know, but I couldn't get, they had me strapped to the hospital bed. Then in reality, they had my hands strapped because they said I kept pulling the
stuff out.
Even no matter what I was, they said I was pulling stuff out, so they had to put me in another induced coma because when I come to, I was yanking stuff. And and even then, I guess, you know, and it's crazy, the acid he threw on my mama and my auntie, they ended up passing away from cancer. So I guess that acid was symbolizing cancer. You know, like you got to kind of read between the lines of some of these visions. And after that, I'm talking my other little sister, but one of my other cousins, it was like he was gunning for everybody. And
so you was going through this through the whole 3 months that you was in there.
Yes,
he
ma'am.
was working on you then. Well,
Yes,
were
ma'am.
you saved before you went in there?
Nah, I wasn't
Okay.
saved. I was going to church, but I used to be sleeping in church.
Oh, okay.
I was just clocking church hours. I was doing sleep.
Just
You said clocking church hours.
Waiting on them to pray.
Yeah.
Just like can't go to church and sleep. I'm telling
Did
you.
he say sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in there knocked out. And but I remember there was one passage my pastor said that stuck with me. We said, I reach out to the hills from which my help comes.
My help coming from
Psalms
the Lord.
That's my help coming from the Lord.
Wow.
Then after that, I was like, God, please help me. I said,
So
"Don't
you
let me-"
was saying this while you was in the coma.
And guess what? My mama was praying for me
For
too. Because right at the time when I came out the coma, my mama said that they had told her, hey, he done. We got to go and pull the plug on him. We got to unhook these machines. He finished.
Wow.
They said, y'all might well start making funeral arrangements. And I never forget, because I'm out of there now. My mama said, and my other brother trained, they said that the chaplain came to read me my last rites. And I never forget, they said, the chaplain had grabbed my hand and started praying. They say he snatched his hand back, fell all into some chairs. He was like, no, I can't read his last rite. And then the staff was like, sir, please read him his last rite because he's almost flatlined. He said, no, God's not through writing chapters for this man. He said, he's not going nowhere. God still got a plan for him. He said, I'm not going to read. I refuse to read his last rite. And the chaplain left. Then my mom said she kept singing and praying and, singing church songs. She also my hand gripped her hand like that. She told, no, he just squeezed my hand. Then they were like, no, that's a reaction that they do before. She said, no, he's still there. Because she said she prayed, God, give me a sign. If my son is still there, I'm going to fight for him. She said, but if he's not, help me to understand I'm going to lose my firstborn. She said, when I gripped her hand and I kept holding it tight, she said, no, don't y'all touch the machine. And she said, after that, she said, it just started jumping, boom, boom. Like the little thing started back, it just started jumping. And I know at that time, that's when I was praying to the God. I don't even know if it was mama prayer filtered through me or how it was, but I know they said 2 or more gathered here in the midst. So they definitely had to be there. They kept telling mom, he got a 1% chance to live. That 1% had to be God because I'm right here today. And I can remember, he had somebody who was going to try to kill me in a comedic dream. It was a nurse. She said, man, I hate to do you like this. She put a silence on the gun. She put a chair up under the door, and I knew, like, oh, man, I'm finna die. I was looking for anything. Like, I was going to try to grab an ink pen, but my hand's strapped. I was like, I got to try to fight, but I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't do nothing. So I'm like, oh, man. And she said, where you want it, in the head or the chest? I said, I don't want it nowhere. And I remember, like, crying out to God. I just remember saying that prayer. I reached out to the hills from which my help coming. Wow. And I just kept, and I was like, God, please don't let me go out like this. And all of a sudden it felt like a donkey kicked me in my chest, like a boom. And I felt myself breathing again. I seen a real bright light. And then the time I was sitting there, I said, God, please get me out of this. I'm going to change my life. I said, please get me out of this.
But did you actually, I know the time is going, but did you actually change your life?
Of course, I wouldn't be here right now.
All right, then.
I wouldn't be here right. It's like a few promises I made to him. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I'm in my purpose.
Then what are you doing now, though? You still go around. Do you tell this testimony? Because this is an awesome testimony.
I tell you, I just told it to a Hispanic preacher, and he put it on his YouTube channel. Yeah. And then somebody picked it up off TikTok. It's like it's going viral right now.
Yes.
Then I think I saw it not long ago.
Yeah.
I remember
it's on all them little, everybody picking it up. And then,
because you don't hear testimonies like this.
Nah, then that's when I went on run on after the Steve Harvey show. That's when they had put me on right at the end of his little part. Yeah. They put me, it's like a little spot in between. They put me right there. It's called Serving on Sundays. And I gave him, I told my testimony. That's when Gibbs said he heard me on the radio, and everybody was blowing my phone up. I just heard you on the radio. And everybody was just sharing and sharing. It just went viral.
But so you believe that the devil is real?
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you something.
Some people don't believe it.
That's the biggest lie.
That's
and
right.
The biggest deception. The people who don't believe that he is real, they're going to get caught. They're going to get a sucker punch. They're going to get caught up in it, huh? Yeah. I heard people jugging me all the time. Man, ain't no devil. That's all made up. I even had one friend, ain't no God. Okay.
I don't know exactly, but I don't want to meet.
Yeah, for real.
Boy, this is good, and our time is running out.
Your life after you were done with the devil part, and you went to. You say you saw the light?
Oh, yeah. I saw a real super bright light. And this I know, and I felt that boom, like a donkey kick in my chest. I could feel it like my spirit, like, I felt it go back in me. And I was like, whoa. Then I woke up, and I'm struggling. I got my eye open. I heard all the doctors hollering and screaming, nurses. Oh, my God, it's a miracle.
Back up.
And I ain't have my, I wear glasses, so I look over. because my glasses broke when I hit the floor. So I look out the, the little side window, and I seen a rainbow, and I was like, wow. I said, God heard my prayers, a worthless sinner. At that time, a worthless sinner, he heard my prayers. And he brought me back.
Woo,
Jay, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Going through all the coma stuff.
Man.
And you got to reach out to God. Did you feel the presence of God or whatever? Because I believe in God, but I've like I said, I've lost 3 fortunes through bad decisions, divorce, whatever. And I said last week, when it's your season to win, you're winning.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because like most people think it takes all this time and whatever to build a profitable business. No, it's you that God waiting on.
Yeah.
Okay? It's you. You know Blake, the young guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Blake gonna be here. We were having a conversation because he started in business at 22 and I was 40. And so we were talking, he said, did you think you lost any time? I said, no, I wasn't ready. I was lazy. I was trifling. I wanted to do as least as possible. Like today, I work 120 hours a week, like it ain't nothing. But then I'm what? Then I'm working in corporate America. I got a crazy job. So I'm like 24. I'm working for IBM. I'm flying all over the world. And it's just crazy. I got cars, but I was lazy. Yeah. I was lazy. And so when I had upheaval is it ain't fun when you're going through it, but you have to see on the other end. And God wants you to go through.
Yeah.
And man, all my friends, corporate people.
You want to get them away from you.
Yeah. But see, I'm a corporate guy, and now I'm wearing uniforms.
All right.
And I got a car, but I got a work truck. But all I remember, I didn't know it was that long. It was 12 years. 12 years, I don't even remember nothing but working. And one day I look up, we got offices and vans and 100 employees. I ain't getting no pickup now. Okay, I'm not getting no pickup. So like I said, I went from pickup to Porsches. And but I always was giving back to the community. I always was giving because people laughed at me, my friends. In the neighborhood I grew up with, I wanted to go to college. Why? I don't know. My friends, man, what you want to go to college for? What you want to go to college for? But I realized something. I saw differently than they did. See, like I got a first cousin talk to me today. When he looks at a building, he trying to calculate how long he's going to be in there. I don't think like that. I'm not trying to get in there. I'm trying to look at as many buildings as I can, as many people as I can.
Right.
I don't even consider being in that building. Because my father, God rest his soul, he worked. And he wanted to be in a building all the time. And I said, when he finally hit me, I said, I'm not that good of a cleaner, no way. I'm not. I said, let me put these skills to work. Okay? Because if we got a meeting, it's a done deal. It's my contract.
Oh, yeah.
I already know it. Because God gonna give it to you. And in our community, what we have to understand is you got to be ready. Yeah. We're talking about the white man. Nobody want to hear that. And I've never had a contract. I've opened offices in other states, contracts where I needed 30 people, and I never had the money, the education, the time, or nothing. But God will get you ready.
Yeah, time is almost up. All right, thank you for that. We're going to go ahead and do our Fashion by Kimberley, and then we're going to close. But, Jay, you have really blessed my heart with that testimony and stuff. All right, you ready, Kimberley?
No, sure.
Come on.
Hey. No, I just push Marshall promotion.
All right, go, girl.
Hey.
She can't dance.
Okay.
Kim
I like that outfit, girl.
Yeah,
So this is my
100.
bow tie. This is my tie.
I like that. That towel to try.
That's she copied me on what I'm gonna wear with.
I like
I tried to put on my army jeans.
Nice.
You ain't rocking them right.
Haters.
You gotta do her that dance. That's Fashion by Kimberley. What you call those pants?
Camouflage.
Yeah,
I
camouflage in her purse. I love those
Oh,
purses.
yes, you did.
See how she matches it up. Oh my God.
Still ain't
I
that
got
fly.
6'12". I got 6'12". You don't know about no 6'12".
Yeah, that's all right. Otis finally gave us some good music.
Yes.
All right, go girl. You got it going on. Give it up for Fashion by Kimberley.
I love that.
Fashion by Larry. Fashion by Larry.
It's gonna be all custom. Miss Elma, it's gonna be all custom.
We always have fun on this show. And again, that was such an awesome testimony. And maybe you don't believe in the devil, but you heard what he said. And that's what he tried to do, is try to woo his way in to get you. What would you tell the audience before we close? What encouragement words would you give them?
Man, turn your pain into purpose. And pray. Over complaining, pray.
Okay.
Anything, if God ain't included, man, you probably don't need to be in it either.
That's right.
That's right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jay, we so glad. It might have been 2 years, but we glad.
Now I know how to
And look what we worked for. Look what we worked for.
Yeah.
And Larry, thank you so much. Larry knew how to go out there and get them too.
You
So
really mean.
we
Hey,
appreciate
I'm a
that.
man of action, like I told you.
That's right.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Only one thing, we won't even bring that up.
Well,
Well, next time, we don't know who he's going to have on the next show, but we're so happy to have Larry to do at least 2 shows. First and second Monday, we'll talk business with Larry. He's brought some beautiful,
Yes.
encouraging, wonderful, handsome people on the show, and you all ought to tune in. But before we close, I want to introduce you to the Kirk booth. The Kirk booth is a photo booth that can travel anywhere you want it to go, as long as you're paying. Okay?
for real. You paying
We
the
take
booth
the most
stand.
beautiful, right? We do the most beautiful pictures. We do all kind of events, wedding, family reunion, quinceañera, all of these things, job headshots, job fair. We do it all. So if you all need us, check us out at www.thekirkbooth.com. And don't forget, he also does t-shirts and all of this good stuff as well. Check us out at www.kirkinspiration.com. And we love you, Jane. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you. I will never forget you.
President's Award. Tell us about it real quick.
Oh,
Real quickly.
yes, I received a President's Lifetime Achievement Award from Joe Biden and Camilla Harris.
All right.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's a blessing.
Woo! We are blessed. All right. Every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m., YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Y'all tune in. May God bless you and keep you. And if you want to come on the show, check me out at www.elmatalkshow.com. Until we see you what? Face to face. Good night. May God bless you and keep you. Good night.
Thank you.
That was good, man.